The Koalition.
I guess Gary wanted to ask the question if you guys have any 2018 gaming resolutions. So basically, do you have any gaming habits that you want to change in 2018 or anything along those lines? Gary, how about you start us off if you have anything that you want to change in 2018?
Yeah, so my main gaming resolution this year, and I feel like, this has probably been the case in the last 2 years, but I definitely want to play more indie games this year because I feel like in 2017, a lot of, I was disappointed in a lot of like the mainstream, AAA games like Mass Effect. I didn't even play Star Wars, but just how that turned out, Star Wars, Destiny 2 even, and I was a big advocate for the first Destiny. I love that game. I still say that it's probably one of the best games this generation. But Destiny 2 just fell short. Like it just wasn't that good to me. So I feel like, I'm starting to get a bit tired of all these big blockbuster AAA games, and I feel like they're not innovating, they're not offering anything original. And even though I wouldn't say I played more indie games, but I did play more obscure games in 2017. And I enjoyed myself. Like, I enjoyed gaming a little bit more, kind of ignoring some of the AAA stuff. So I definitely want to do that on a bigger scale this year and actually play a lot of indie games this year. And I'm going to be paying close attention to, the games that, Max and Dana talk about, because I know they're really into indie games a lot. And, a few other people on the team as well are really into indie games. So yeah, I'm going to start paying close attention to all of the indie games just so I can get, different level of experience, because I'm really starting to get tired of, all these AAAs and stuff not living up to what they're supposed to be. So that's really my main resolution this year. Excuse me.
All right, so that's a good resolution. I will say very quickly, I'm very surprised that you mentioned Mass Effect Andromeda, because I believe that you and Ramis really enjoyed that game. So that's a little shocking to hear.
Oh, no way. And anyone who thinks that needs to go listen to the show we did together about Mass Effect. Yeah.
Yes, the good, the bad, and the ugly. They definitely need to check that out.
There was a lot of ugly.
Absolutely. All right, Mr. Lugo, do you have any gaming resolutions for 2018?
I mean, besides the typical play more, I think that everybody could play more games when they can. Even though last year I played a lot, I probably played more than everybody here on this panel in one way or another. But I'm still going to play more games. I also want to be able to play more games that a lot of people have been talking about around the time when they first start having those discussions. Because a lot of the big games which I played last year that were also contenders for games of the year, I played late. Like, for example, Horizon Zero Dawn, I didn't play until I actually got a free copy of it from Gio Corsi over at PlayStation. Because, again, I was just playing way too many games, within that time frame, like for reviews and stuff, to be able to really sit down and absorb it. So this year, I'm going to really try to make the time to play some of those games around the times, during release or when the discussions are really big. Not only so I could talk about it with you guys and talk about it with everybody else, but also feel like, again, I'm part of the entire conversation that's going on.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point. Okay, Dana, do you have any gaming resolutions for 2018?
Yes, it is to play more games, way more games than what I've been playing right now. So it's to play more games and also more indie games.
Sounds good. I do have a resolution. I'm gonna say mine, and I'm gonna give the floor to Max. Obviously, obviously it would be to play more games, but I'm actually going to change up mine a little bit. I have a ridiculous backlog of games that I have not played. As I said already, I didn't play Horizon Zero Dawn this year. I just picked up Hellblade. So I'm actually going to spend most of my 2018 catching up on everything from 2017. I'll still play some of the 2018 games, but I'm not going to rush to get to most of those. It just depends. Because one other thing I did notice last year is that a lot of the big games that came out in 2017, I purchased ahead of time on day one, and I still haven't had a chance to play them. Then I find out on Black Friday, most of those games are half price. So what I'm going to do is, obviously I will play some of the big games this year, not every big game, because it makes sense to just wait until later when the price is less, and then I'll actually have time to play it. Whereas this past year, I picked up Horizon Zero Dawn day one, still haven't played the game. And here we are almost a year later to when the game actually came out. So I won't be doing that in this year. I'm going to just take my time, work my way through my backlog, play some of the 2018 titles that I am looking forward to most, and leave it at that. But that's my resolution, among others. That's the main resolution as far as gaming is concerned. Max, how about you? To let us know what your gaming resolution is for 2018.
Like everyone else, play more games. It's not even that I didn't play a lot of games this year. It's that I didn't finish a lot of games. So while, of course, I do want to play more games and set more time aside for that, I want to finish more games, like playing through like halfway through games is a good way to get like the conversation going. Like, how JJ was talking about how he wants to just play more games when they come out at release and everything. I agree with that. I want to start doing that too. And like, I did get to do that with some games, but I only got like halfway through them. I never got to actually end up finishing them. So I think not only do I want to start playing games much closer to their release dates, but I also want to finish them. I take a long time to play games sometimes. Like because I try to do everything in them. Like I try to 100% them and everything. I try to read all the lore and everything. And sometimes that just isn't always viable. Of course, it depends on the game. Like if I'm playing, was I playing? Oh, Metro. Like in the Metro series, like I'm going to sit down and read through all the lore because that lore is absolutely insane. It really pulls me in, and I love that type of world. Or like Evil Within 2, I was doing the same thing with that. But like there are some games where I feel like I do that more just for completionist reasons than because I actually want to. So it's those types of games where I can just probably just start actually playing through them and not just going through every single corner and looking for every single collectible and piece of thing here and there. I can always go back and do that after beating it, because at the end of the day, I am playing these games for like the experience, for the story and everything, to actually finish it. And then also to talk about it with friends and like you guys and everything on the show and everything like that. So yeah, that's it. I really want to finish more games more than anything else. That also means I can't be playing Rocket League as much, which is sad, but that's a sacrifice I'll have to be willing to make.
Well, hey, I totally understand that. That's a very good resolution to have. I hope that I am able to also do that myself, but I got to work. I got to get through my backlog first, man. I may not be able to get through some of these newer games. We'll see though. But yeah, definitely, hopefully enough to at least have a conversation about it.
Yeah,
but
that's the other issue is the backlog.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people here in this particular chat definitely have a lot of games they definitely want to get to also. So we'll see what happens. But 2018, big year for gaming.